Hello, my name's Kiriath, and today we're going to have a little chat about Saga of the Beast, and this is essentially an ongoing gamble, shall we say, because, dear lord, is it almost impossible to figure out what we're actually going to get from this. I mean, on the surface of it, very simple indeed. Orcs versus Space Wolves. That's it. I mean, if it turned out to be anything else, I'd be very, very surprised, but we already know that we're going to get Ghazghkull. Ghazghkull is on the way. There was an article on the community site called Gather in War, and there's a good picture of Makari with Ghazghkull behind him, very, very, very blurry. But you can see that Ghazghkull is, by the look of it, about the size of a Redempted Dreadnought, which is awesome. He deserves to get a bit of growth in. He's not aged great. I mean, it's okay for the time, but the time was about 16 years ago, something like that. He's been overdue an update, as have so many other things, in fairness, in the 40k range. But I mean, it's Ghazghkull. He had to go massive when he came back with a new model. Otherwise, what's the point? Now, Saga of the Beast is one of the most weird kind of conflicting, contrary releases that Games Workshop have done in terms of rumours and information. See, I haven't actually done really anything around kind of rumours for Saga of the Beast because, quite frankly, it's been an absolute mess. Like an absurd mess. I've never seen anything quite like it. Some of it stems from the information that was given last year in November, which, I mean, a lot of that I'm now fairly sure is fairly inaccurate. Like saying that there was no Black Templars versus Orcs box on the way, which we know is true. That in fact it was going to be Orcs versus Space Wolves. Might still be true that box is going to be used for the launch of 9th edition. That seems now unlikely. There's a whole load of stuff. So for Saga of the Beast, it's obviously Orcs versus Space Wolves. There's already been a short story on the community site talking about the Obsidian Jaguars who fought with the Space Wolves once, and they really liked them. They're big fans of the Space Wolves. Really big fan. It's hammered home fairly comprehensively that they really wish the Space Wolves were here to help their fight against this massive war, which of course is just setting up the Space Wolves to arrive. I feel like the Obsidian Jaguars are in fact the red shirts for this particular story, and that the heroic Space Wolves will show up and save them. Maybe there'll be one or two left, something like that. But it's so weird. So what I have heard, I'll tell you what I've heard, and what we're gonna have to do is just wait and see, because God knows. So I have heard, I've been told by, and this is all from like multiple people, this is just one person. I've had like multiple accounts from multiple different people that sort of match each other, but none of them do match each other, if that makes sense. Obviously, we know about Ghazghkull, that's done, that's out of the way. That there is not going to be a Space Wolves Primaris character, which I have to admit, I struggle to believe. That one I don't think is accurate. I think we probably will see a Primaris character for Space Wolves, just because Games Workshop are not going to skip on the opportunity to introduce a new Space Wolves Primaris character. They want more Primaris characters, and so we're going to get more. That it is going to be Ragnar, which would be interesting, and again, I think I could cope with them getting a new model, that'd be fun. And that it's not going to be Ragnar, and that it's going to be just some random guy we've never heard of before. So we have no character, a character we already know, and a character we don't know. So those are the three things for Space Wolves that I've been told by multiple people. Each one of those has had at least two people say that that's going to be the case. And some of the people that have contacted me have been like right about stuff in the past, but it's like people who've been right about the same thing in the past are now saying two different things for this. So that's confusing. That's weird. There's also the idea of the Space Wolves versus Orcs box. So that's been floating around for ages. Again, that's something that last year, in November, someone sent me a bunch of information, and that was, it could easily be a thing. The context around all of that is slightly different now. I don't know if that really makes any sense or is that accurate anymore, but I mean, we'll see. It's been a while. I mean, again, a couple of people have said yes, there's going to be a Space Wolves versus Orcs box, and no, there is not going to be a Space Wolves versus Orcs box. I mean, that's only really the two ways that it can go. No one said anything even remotely specific about Ghazghkull being in the box. I would expect if they did do a box that Ghazghkull would be in it, because I can't see them doing a separate release. I can't see them kind of doing a Blood of the Phoenix style box, except one of the named characters from that box is not available in it. They are they're not available in it. It's just a case of, here's the box, here's the character. That doesn't strike me as being particularly likely, to be totally honest with you. If they didn't do it then, why would they do it now? It's been a while. In fairness, it's been quite some time since we had a box for Psychic Awakening. In fact, I think it's just Blood of the Phoenix so far, isn't it? That we've had an actual box for, which I was kind of expecting more. I'm not going to lie, I thought there'd be far more regular ones and that they'd be tied in far more heavily, but we just haven't had that so far. It's been enough of a gap that I could totally believe them doing one now. I could easily believe it. There's, a good amount of space between the last one and whatever the next one is, and it feels more likely than doing one for Engine War. I mean, Engine War is Knights, so I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do another Knights box. I mean, how would you? I mean, I guess you could tie it in. It would be an expensive box if you did like a Loyalist Knight, a Traitor Knight, and then you did the armies fight alongside. That would be quite a lot. That'd be a lot to put in a box, and that would get very expensive very quickly. So I guess it makes sense that there could be one. But again, there's nothing concrete. This is the thing that's getting me. Details have been massively thin on the ground for a lot of the Psychic Awakening stuff. But a lot of the stuff that has kind of leaked around and has appeared has been very tame. It's been very mundane. It's been very just, yeah, there's going to be a character, and that's it. There's not really anything beyond that. And even then, with the exception of, we had Shadow Sun, but quite a bit of it is just, well, yeah, there'll just be a character of some kind, and that's it. There's no further kind of clarification or confirmation. It's just, that's the thing. This one, it feels very different. There seems to be a lot revolving around it and a lot hanging off it, and I honestly have no idea what we should actually expect from it outside of just, we know what the factions are. We know what the factions are, but there's so many different variables as to whether there will be a box release with this, whether it will contain Ghazghkull and another named character on the Space Wolf side, whether the named character will be Ragnar, or whether it will be someone that we've never seen before, or even if we do get one. I mean, it would make sense to, because if they're going to do a box especially, it would make sense to do, a corresponding character. But then, if there's no box, will they actually bother at all? I've no idea what to expect out of this one. I've got nothing. It feels weird to have nothing. At the very least, I've kind of maybe in the past kind of sat there and gone, yeah, I can see that. But with this one, your guess is as good as mine, which is, it's not a problem, but it feels like there's so much potential for disappointment with this, which I don't want there to be disappointment for anyone, really. Just because it could be a massive deal. It could just be Ghazghkull, which would be great. I mean, don't get me wrong, a new Ghazghkull, I'm not going to complain about that. But it could just be Ghazghkull. It could be a massive box with Ghazghkull in it, in which case would that work as well? I mean, I still don't like putting characters in boxes, so you have to buy the boxes for them. I didn't like it in Blood of the Phoenix, or I just don't like it as a thing in general, because you have this delayed release where you have to wait for ages for the character to come out independently. But yeah, Saga of the Beast is actually turning out to be kind of a weird one, because all of the people that are usually pretty reliable and good at kind of at least suggesting stuff, the consensus just seems to be, I don't know. Something's going to happen, probably, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. I think just hold on to, just keep your expectations at a sensible level, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out what's actually correct with this. At the very least, very least, we get Gazgul. That's something. That's important. That's a thing. That's nice. If we got nothing else, I mean, I'd be happy with that. I think I would hope that the vast majority would be like, okay, finally he's getting a new model. That's good. Obviously, there is the disappointment if the Space Wolves didn't get anything of, well, not getting anything, but I mean, come on, it's Gazgul. He's needed this for so long. Anyway, let me know what your best guess is for Saga of the Beast in terms of new releases, in terms of whether it's just going to be the man himself, whether we're going to see more, whether it's going to be a box, whether it's going to be a character, which character it might be. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Feel free to click all the things, Patreon, do subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click it if you don't want to. And as always, there is an affiliate link for Element Games in the description, where if you click it, you can buy stuff. I get something for sending you that way. You buy the stuff that you were going to buy anyway. 10% of it goes to charity, and it's just a nice way to support the channel if you would like to do so. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.